Good afternoon, everybody. Coming here to you live from the Eagan Civic Arena. Seems like only yesterday we were dealing with falling leaves, and then when that fall season rolls into the winter season, snow, ice, holiday season is over, and now we're at the end of the winter season, at least for these boys and their hockey team here in Eagan. Hello, everybody. My name is Nathan Cron. I'm joined by former Wildcat captain Nicholas Cron. Today we're going to be bringing you from the Eagan Civic Arena South Suburban boys hockey action, matching up the Eagan Wildcats and the Rosemount Irish, making the trek north from on Highway 3. And Nicholas, the Wildcats have been playing some really good hockey here over the last handful of weeks. They've won 5 of 7, and beating some teams that on paper you would maybe expect them to struggle against a little bit, but this is maybe a different Wildcat team. What's changed in the last few weeks, and what can we expect here today?
What's changed in the past couple of weeks, Nathan, is that this team has finally bonded together. You know, at the beginning of the year that they were a little slow to start, but now that they're getting goals, I mean, they're averaging, 3 to 4 goals a game. That's going to help you going a long way in each game and progressing forward. If they're getting goals from all over the place, it's going to be really beneficial to your team.
Well, we got starting lineups here rolling up here for the Rosemount Irish and the Wildcats. We'll step aside and let ETV bring you those.
Tristan Fisher. At defense, a senior, number 21, Jake Toll. His partner, a senior, number 27, Riker Sabo. At a wing, a sophomore, number 16, Christian Garrity. On the other wing, a senior, number 22, Caden Haggerty. And at center, a senior, number 23, Caden Campbell. Rosemount assistant coaches include Dan Ubu, Rick Saney Sr., Todd Karich, Kyle Finn, Lee Gorn, and Grant Horsager. Head coach of the Irish is Ricky Saney and the rest of the Rosemount Irish. And now introducing today's honorary senior starting lineup for the Eagan Wildcats. Senior number 7, Riley Paulus. Senior number 11, Justin Schreiber. Senior number 17, Ben Gerard. Senior number 21, Gavin Goyle. Senior number 27, Captain Gus Gley. And in goal for the Wildcats today, junior number 1, Gabe Gley. Eagan assistant coaches include Mario Munoz, Nolan Peterson, and Dustin Luch. Head coach for the Wildcats is Todd Carlson and the rest of the Eagan Wildcats. And now fans, please respectfully face America's flag at the Eagan end of the arena during the playing of our national anthem.
The national anthem is complete. The Rosemount Irish and the Eagan Wildcats are set here at Eagan Civic Arena to go 3 periods of hockey, 54 minutes, 17-minute periods with a little bit of a break in between. And the Wildcats introducing their honorary all-senior lineup, as 5 seniors will skate for the last time at least here at Eagan Civic Arena. And given their position, their record, I can't imagine they're going to get a home playoff game come section time. Of course, section meetings are going to be taking place this weekend, and sections will start next weekend. Wildcats looking at, with their record, looking probably at a 6 seed. Maybe with a win, maybe they could sneak into a 5 seed, but Park Cottage Grove has got a better record and a head-to-head matchup. But avoiding the 7 seed might be their best opportunity. For the Rosemount Irish, Nicholas, they're battling for a 2 seed, aren't they?
Yeah, for sure. They're definitely battling for a 2 seed, but with this game, you get a loss here to the Wildcats, that can change up a whole lot. So for them to get this win would be really beneficial for seeding going into the sections this weekend.
We're going to see some of the stars for the Irish right off the bat, as Jake Toll, number 21 for the Irish, described by his head coach as one of the best defensemen to ever come through the Irish program, and that's some high praise as the Wildcats control. It's the Eddie Moore Lockenmeyer line is out first. Lockenmeyer, Moore, and Clark. Defenders are, I believe that's Martin and Ori. Ori with it in the corner, bangs it off, and they'll try to get a clearance. It's going to be very important for Wildcats to have some early success, and that's an early save for Gabe Gley. Gley and Jack Schneiderhan switching off here, and Coach Todd Carlson told us before the game that both junior goaltenders have his confidence, and it really is a coin toss, so to speak, on terms of which guy's going to get the opportunity. And very important is we've seen Gley this season, a few early saves really help him settle down and help him own his crease, and there's another one. A little rub by Hansen in the crease. Nothing really in that, but Egan's going to be offended anyway, and we'll have a defensive zone face-off.
Yeah, Nathan, going off of what you said, I mean, Carlson has very, very good, strong things to say about both goalies, but going into the playoffs, with the games that Jack's been playing in and the wins that he's produced, and Gabe's been here for a couple of years now playing well, he's got a good problem on his hands for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely a good problem to have as you see Salek get tossed from the face-off circle. Now Ori with it. I might have had Nichols and Ori confused earlier. As a big hit out at center ice, and we're going to have a penalty against the Wildcats. This is something that looks like senior captain Gavin Goyle's going to go sit for 2 minutes. My eyes were following the puck. That hit was behind the play, and I suspect that had a lot to do with why that was a penalty, Nicholas.
Yeah, I saw the hit. I didn't see too much in it. I mean, unless we see a good angle here that he did extend his elbow. I don't really see a penalty there. As long as he's close enough to the boards, not a boarding call, but I mean, I guess the ref's going to take control of this game early.
Absolutely. Well, never a bad thing when you've got 2 traditional rivals like the Wildcats and the Irish. The Wildcats are going to battle from the penalty kill. Their penalty kill about 74% this year, so not super successful, and it gives the opportunity to the Irish. As you see, Haggerty and Toll are at the points.
Time of the penalty, 52 seconds.
Definitely not what Coach Todd Carlson would want from the Wildcats. Toll intercepts masterfully at the point, slings it back down. That was Campbell, another one of the leading scorers here for the Irish. And the Irish have all the big guns out on this power play unit. Cats have to weather this storm, keep the Irish off the board, maintain momentum as that comes in on Gley. Gley already working hard. Oh, he clears it off the line. Gabe Gley paddles off the line, and we stay scoreless.
Yeah, big save from Gabe Gley there. And then a nice clear by the Wildcats, able to get a change off of that.
Yeah, that was almost 1 minute of intense penalty kill. Not a lot of opportunities for the Wildcats, despite their bench in close proximity, to be able to get off. And now we've got some seniors out there. We've got Lockenmeyer and Gley, Gus Gley, with Martin and looks like Nichols maybe out on defense. Nope, check that, that's Murray. Jensen. It's Jensen. 19 and 18 always look a little alike to me, and these gray uniforms certainly don't help. Wildcat fans thinking that puck made it out, but the linesman had a good view of it. Martin goes in hard. He has played some good hockey, some good physical hockey here over the last handful of weeks. Now he's got to get this puck out. The Wildcats do squirt it out and finally get a clearance.
Yeah, that was a big clear for the Wildcats. Now they're able to change again. But looks like we got a penalty coming up here on the Irish for a slash. It looks like it's going to go to Cade Lotz.
You see a shot there, a nice save by Glei. Let's see this clearance. Oh, absolutely.
I think it's here on the slash was on Glei when he was clearing it, I believe.
Yeah, watch this save by Glei as he reaches back behind him, covers that line, and Nichols squirts it out towards the boards. In any event, we're going to skate 4-on-4 here for about 4 seconds. The Wildcats are then going to have an opportunity for a power play.
Rosemount, one player short.
And Goyle is going to be out of the box, and he's going to take his spot here on the first team power play as Gerard brings it up near the boards.
That's Lotus of the Irish for slashing at 2:49.
Gerard, who has really come on here in the last handful of weeks, Nicholas, he's scored a handful of goals for these Wildcats, and some big ones, whether they're game winners or goals to salt it away. Started a little slow, but he's had some real success.
Yeah, and that's what you want to see going into playoffs. You know, you want your seniors to step up, and Ben's been doing that very, very well.
And the Wildcats have gotten the puck into, big turnover there by the Wildcats. Here's an opportunity for the Irish. Cross crease, good job on the back door. Otherwise, Toll was going to have an opportunity. Check it, that was Haggerty. Wildcats having an incredible time trying to get out of their own end. That puck fired to the bench, but Moore was off on a change. And at this point, the less said about this power play, the better, as Glei now turns it over. Wildcats looking really discombobulated as Nichols now claims it and gets headmanning up the ice. Will the Wildcats be able to establish some sort of puck presence here on the power play? Nichols, he'll shoot. Quick save there for the Irish. Fisher's first save of the night. And that's going to pretty much do it for the Irish penalty kill. Wildcat power play looking fairly anemic there.
Yeah, Nathan, I think the biggest thing about that power play there was that the Cats, you know, this is a rivalry game. This is a senior day. You got a lot of emotions going out, and, you know, sometimes when you're thinking about stuff like that, you have to, you know, get a little distracted, and it looked like there was a couple passes there that, you know, should have been completed, but, you know, bad turnovers going the other way for Rosemount. You just don't want to see that on the power play.
Well, the Wildcats' recipe for success over the last winners of the last, 5 out of their last 7. The potential call there as one of the Wildcats takes a tumble, but no call. And we're going to see if the Wildcats can get this out of their own end. They do. But they have had to play smart hockey, avoid penalties, avoid opportunities, not have turnovers in their own end. And there's an opportunity for the Wildcats as they bring it forward. That's Hudson Kerr. Hudson Kerr wearing number 38 in gray tonight instead of his traditional number 4. So this is the Robbins, Kerr, and O'Leary line. That puck comes across for Glei. Glei sticks it aside. And Kerr pitchforks it out to neutral ice.
Yeah, that's 2 saves now for Glei that have been really big cross-crease saves, and for him also to get a rebound going out in the corner and not providing a rebound for a tap-in. Good save so far from Gabe Glei.
Well, the more he sees early, the better he seems to play. And that, I suppose you could probably say that for just about any goalie. As the Wildcats are going to get a cross-check here, or a rough or a cross-check, as Gerard is going to go to the box. I have to say, it was a pretty soft, in real time, that was pretty soft. It was from behind, and the referees are going to cheer on the middle of your screen right there. That's not the hardest hit you've ever seen.
It's not the hardest hit, no.
But it's from behind.
It is
so
from behind.
It's an easy call for the referees, and that's a situation where Gerard, one of the seniors and leaders on this Wildcat team, has got to make good decisions.
Yeah, that wasn't necessary there. I mean, his back's turning, going the other way. He didn't need a cross-check him there, but probably a good call.
And again, Toll with it, and Hagerty out on the top. At the points, Hagerty's going to try to control that. Can't. He's going to reset now to Toll.
A penalty's been assessed to Eagan's number 17, Ben Gerard. 2 minutes for
So Josh Toll, Christian Garrity, and trying to get the other number on the far side. I think that's Carlson. As Garrity slices through the defense, puts it in on Glide. Wildcats definitely living dangerously, but speaking of living dangerously, here's Gus Glide. He's got an opportunity, 2-on-0. Great back check that time by Toll, and Toll's gonna get a hook here. And honestly, Toll, I'm not sure that there's a penalty there, as Jake Toll broke his neck to get back to deny Glide an easy 2-on-0 against Fisher. We might have the replay on this, we might not, we'll see. Here it comes. They're going to call a hook there, I guess, but that's pretty soft.
I mean, he got it around the, around the glove, so I guess it's a good call when it's a 2-on-0. But then again, if it's a 2-on-0 in that situation, I could argue for a penalty shot as well.
Well, nonetheless, we go back to 4-on-4 hockey, which we had earlier during the exchange of penalties, and Wildcats going to have to show a little bit of creativity here with 4-on-4 hockey, as there's a lot of extra space on the ice. Ori lays that off for a teammate. Wildcats again having a little trouble dealing with Ty Hansen and the Rosemount forecheck. Eddie Moore's going to flip that into the Rosemount end. Lucky that didn't go for icing. Murray controls. Finds Moore on the near boards, who sends it down into the Irish end. Goyle with it. He's going to try to split the defense. Doesn't. Goyle tied up down deep, and here comes Lloyds. Lloyds puts one in on Glide. Glide pads that aside. And now the Wildcats are on the power play. Let's see if they can mount something a little more coherent this time, as last power play was something of a mess. Gerard snaps that in deep. The defenseman on this side, though, instead of crashing, went for a change. Opportunity for Lewis as he tries to split the defense. Does not. Ori with it. We've seen some big shots and big goals from Keaton Ori this year. He brings it in, and now the Wildcats have a chance with 7 seconds left to set up. Shot on Fisher, and that's going to go up into the rafters. And at least the Wildcats will have an offensive zone faceoff, Nicholas.
Yeah, they will. And, they didn't have the longest power play there, but just for them, they need to get some possession on the power play. They're doing too much skating around the neutral zone, passing it backwards, and for them, they need to attack. You saw there, Isaac walks in. He has passes and options to go left or right, but more importantly, he has space that he can walk it toward the net. And he finally did it, but it was almost a little late, and that allowed Rosemount to come out and block a shot.
Robbins, Kerr, and Clark are your forwards. Ori at the point is going to try to send that now deep. Robbins plays catch with him. Now it's taken away that time by Rosemount. That's Sabo. Now the Wildcats will try to put on their forecheck and see if they can make life difficult for the Irish. Grayson Robbins, Hudson Kerr battling with Durrigan there. Now Toll will bring it out. Irish stay on side. Toll circling. Toll lays it into the slot. Hits a bunch of skates and finds its way to the corner. Oh, held in nicely that time by Josh Toll at the point. minutes and change to go here in this first period as the referee's in the way. Big pick there for the referee as that shot by Toll goes wide. See, Kerr will try to slam this out of the zone, and it does, and now slides it towards the Rosemount end. Icing is going to be waved off as there was contact near center ice, and the Wildcats will get a change.
Yeah, the Rosemount Irish have done a very good job so far in this game, forechecking really hard and nice and early. And that's not allowing the Wildcats to break it out at all, and they're relying on just wrapping the puck around the wall, and the wingers aren't getting their time, so that's allowing the Irish to hold it in.
There's an opportunity, the Irish slide that to the middle. It was Ganser. Here's an opportunity for Jensen going the other way. Jensen has it taken off of his stick. Little collision there in the corner. Now Moore comes across. He tries the centering pass. And that puck's going to find its way into the Wildcat end. I think we're going to have icing, and we will. Shots 6-2. It feels honestly, Nicholas, like the shots might be 10-2. The Rosemount Irish really dominating what appears to be puck possession and really attacking the Wildcats. Wildcats, I have to say, not attacking the Irish in reciprocal fashion.
No, and that's what the Wildcats are going to have to do in order to stay in this game for sure, is attacking with a high forecheck, but also playing the body. You know, it's a team that as fancy as like Rosemount, would they want to stick handle the puck. Eagan's going to be wanting to put bodies on the entire day and giving Rosemount a hard time.
Offsides on the Irish is Lewis. I think it was Lewis who strayed in just as Clements was whistling by the blue line. Thank you to everybody watching us here on ETV from Rosemount. The Irish in their yellow with blue dark navy trim. And the Wildcats with their gray jerseys. Oh, and there's a shot that gets by Gley. It was Toll from the point. He threw it in. I think it took a deflection on the way in because Gley was moving to his right, and that puck ended up in the left corner. Well, Lewis, I take it Lewis was actually the first one through the handshake line. Let's see who that was. I thought it might be Toll. Maybe it was off of Lewis. I think that's where the deflection came in. 21 shoots it, 11 deflects it. And it starts to go wide, but then ends up in the other corner of the net. Yeah, and it's 1-0.
Yeah, even if it hit Lewis, I don't think it took much of a deflection at all. And I think Gabe was betting on that, but maybe just the slice of touches threw Gabe off there.
Single assist to number 8, Eagan Clements.
They are going to give it to Toll.
11:30.
From Clements.
That's Toll from Clements for the Irish at 11:30.
So Jake Toll from Clements. Eagan Clements. At 8:30 in the first period, and the Wildcats find themselves on the wrong end of a 1-0 score line. Very important, Nicholas, that these Wildcats step up their game and their intensity to make sure this doesn't end up being a 2-0 lead.
For sure. This is going to be a big moment, a game-changing moment for the Cats to see what they're going to, how they're going to respond to this. You know, the next shift after a goal is always the biggest one, so if they can figure out a way to, establish a forecheck here, this would be a good shift for them.
Wildcats were offside, so they've got to touch up. Now that they've all touched up, here's an opportunity. Rosemount not afraid to try to play this long, looking for stretch passes. An interception by the Wildcats. I think that's Murray on the far side. He gets rubbed out of the play. Speaking of being rubbed out of the play, it's an opportunity in front of Fisher. Wildcats had a couple of whacks at it. Fisher equal to the task. Clark tries to steer it on net. And Campbell comes away with it.
Yeah, just as Lance Murray was entering the zone, I noticed that a Rosemount Irish player was coming off the ice, and it looked like they had 6 guys on the ice for quite some time, but no call there from the refs.
Well, defense is always easier when you've got an extra defender, but in any event, Keaton Ory's going to say, hey, let's see what I can do here. I'm going to throw this to the slot. Opportunity here for Goyle. Goyle's got a nice shot. Whistles that by Fisher. Goyle not afraid to lay the lumber, as we've seen all year long. And players all over the ice as Ory finds Nichols. And now Christian Nichols, using some of his speed, will take that down into the corner.
Well, that's what you're going to see from a captain like Gavin Goyle. one of the few seniors on this team, but he's going to be setting the tone, and he's going to be looking for, start the team and getting them going in the right direction here.
Big opportunity there for Gerard. It just did not flip the way he wanted it to for Goyle. Oh, and that's unlucky. I understand Rosemount not overly happy with Gerard shooting that towards goal, but that was a bang-bang offensive offsides play, and the whistle hadn't blown, so I think you got to give Gerard a little bit of a break there.
Yeah, it's also a shot from the blue line, Nathan, and I don't think the goalie's going to have a hard time, saving that.
That definitely wasn't from too close. Fisher not a problem so far. He's got 3 shots and 3 saves. Intercepted there by Robbins. Robbins brings it across. He's going to try to go around Durrigan. Can't. Wildcats maintain possession for a little time there. Here's Lewis. Lewis in on Glye. Glye equal to that task. Wildcats trying to slide that out. It just did not come off for them as Grayson Robbins was breaking through center ice. And we're going to have 14 people in the net, even though we've only got 12 skaters. And so we'll have a whistle and a face-off here in the defensive end for the Wildcats. Wildcats coming into this game with a record of 9-15-0. Their last 3, they lost to Lakeville South 4-0 and then wins against Roseville and an overtime thriller against Lakeville North to win 5 of their last 7. Rosemount Irish, last 2 games, one famously against Lakeville South and the other against White Bear Lake. Losers of 2 straight coming into this one.
Yeah, and the biggest thing that I noticed when they played Lakeville South is that they had a 2-goal lead, and going at the end of the first period,
2-0 Rosemount, just like that. You could see it happening. Using the puck and passing, going from side to side, back to front. You can see Garrity there back behind the net's going to dig it out, beat 2 Wildcats. A nice job there by Garrity, feeding Campbell. So Campbell from Garrity and
Haggerty.
That's right.
Yeah, and that's Rosemount's top line, and that's where you're going to see the most goals from. But that's just a typical play where Wildcats are just watching the puck, and you see the back door, Campbell's wide open, and he's not going to miss from there.
And now the Wildcats find themselves in a real hole here, down 2 goals to the Irish.
Assists to number 18, Jackson Ganser, and the number 27, Riker Sable.
Wildcats really have to dig deep now as the Irish in firm control of what's happening on the ice.
Yeah, right now on that goal, that was just a mistake from the Wildcats. They have to be able to get the puck out of the zone, but they're playing with it behind the net. They lose control, and that allows the goal. And what the Wildcats really need to be doing right now is just establishing, get the puck in deep and go to work, because right now they're just not doing a good enough job breaking out the puck.
As we said, section seedings will take place here over the next couple of days, and the Wildcats will probably get a 6 seed, maybe a 7 seed. We'll have to see. Performance today will certainly help in that regard. As Gerard breaks through, he gets rubbed off the puck, and no interference call there. I think that was probably the right call. But the Irish not hesitating at all, Nicholas, in terms of stretching it out. You see how high those wings are. They are not waiting around for that puck to become really controlled in their own end. They're just racing down the ice looking for a stretch pass.
And that's because the Irish know that the Wildcats, they wanted to run a 2-1-2 forecheck, and that allows the Wildcats to have 2 guys going behind the goal line. But if they're stretching guys, they're forcing the defenseman to back up, and that's going to allow odd man rushes going the other way.
Well, with an opportunity, has it on his backhand, finds Gerard. Gerard, for just a second, had a bit of net open on Fisher's right side, as Fisher's now without his stick. Opportunity at the point. Here's Martin. Martin sends it down deep, looking for Gerard and Goyle. And that puck's going to squirt out past Martin. Martin turns to his forehand. Now he's got people chasing him. He's got Hansen chasing him on Lewis. Cross ice pass finds Gerard. Gerard lays it off that time for Ori. That comes out. And so the Wildcats are going to lose out on that opportunity as the Irish now control. Now with less than 30 seconds to go here, Wildcats just need to get into the locker room at this point and kind of reset themselves, because they're really being dominated out here by the Rosemount Irish.
Yeah, and I think that one of the biggest things that they're going to be talking about in the break is how are we going to break out. I would expect a couple changes on that front. But also, this is, final home game of the year. They want to compete, and the level of competition, if they can raise that, they'll be looking good going into the second.
Well, at the end of one, it is Irish 2, Wildcats 0, shots 10-3. Really some one-sided action. Irish really on the front foot attacking. Nicholas Cron and Nathan Cron were with you here from ECA, and we'll be back here with you in a few minutes. But don't go anywhere over the break. The first intermission, ETV will have for you the senior videos and the recording of the senior presentations. Of course, it is here Senior Day in Eagan. We will be back with you for second period action coming up at the conclusion of that tape. Thanks very much for joining us, folks, and we'll be back in just a few minutes.
For roughing. Time of the penalty. Good afternoon, high school hockey fans, and welcome to Eagan Civic Arena, the home of Eagan High School boys hockey. We welcome players, friends, and fans to the 2023 Senior Day. Today, 5 Eagan High School seniors will be recognized for their contributions to the Eagan High School boys hockey program. Congratulations to the senior players and manager for all their success and accomplishments, both on and off the ice. We also congratulate and say thank you to Eagan High School Athletic Director Sandy Setter, coaches, teachers, parents, and families for all the support you have provided to both the seniors and Eagan Wildcat boys hockey over the years. Finally, thank you to the volunteers for helping make today a success. Please give a round of applause for all those folks for their help. First, introducing the senior manager who has taken such great care of the varsity players this senior, Lauren Ivory, with her parents, Courtney and Mike. Courtney's post-graduation plans are to attend St. Cloud State to study nursing. Thank you, Lauren, for all the help you provided to the coaches and the Booster Club. Best of luck on your next adventure. And now the Eagan Wildcat senior players. First, forward, number 7, Riley Paulus. Riley's with his parents, Mark and Mary, along with Danny and Sarah and Aaron. Riley's post-graduation plans are to attend Lewis University to play Division II lacrosse and major in marketing. Riley's advice for younger players is to work hard every practice and enjoy your time because it goes by fast. Congratulations to Riley Paulus. Next is forward number 11, Justin Schreiber. Justin's with his parents, Tom and Jennifer. Justin's post-graduation plans are to attend the university and major in aviation. Justin's advice for younger players is to work hard and keep having fun. Enjoy every moment playing because it doesn't last forever. Justin Schreiber. Next is senior forward number 17, Ben Gerard, with his parents, Nate and Jill. Ben's post-graduation plans include attending a 4-year university to study business and marketing. Ben's advice for younger players is to try and get better every skate you have and have fun. Ben Gerard. And now senior Wildcat captains for the 22-20-23 season. First, senior forward and captain number 21, Gavin Boyle. Gavin's with his parents, Dave and Melissa. Gavin's post-graduation plans include attending either Iowa State or Arizona State for civil engineering. Gavin's advice for younger players include making sure you work hard enjoy every day, and having fun because it goes by faster than you think. Congratulations to Gavin Doyle. Next is senior forward and captain number 27, Gus White. Parents are Gavin and Jill, along with brother Gabe and grandma Barbosiki. Gus's post-graduation plans are to attend the University of Minnesota Twin Cities to study criminal law. Gus's advice for younger players is to enjoy everything because it doesn't last forever. Gus White. How about one more round of applause for all the seniors? Best wishes to the seniors for the very best in the future. Congratulations to the class of 2023.
You have a dog?
I do have a dog. Her name is Maya. She's a super energetic boxer. But at the fire station, we have Sparky. Sparky's used for our fire prevention events. He'll teach you how to stay safe. Thanks, Sparky.
How do wildfires start?
Wildfires normally start when the weather's hot and dry. Wildfires can start for various reasons. Some of them are natural, like a lightning strike. Sometimes in Eagan, we have wildfires start from trains causing a spark and hitting dry grass. Unfortunately, most of the time wildfires are caused by humans. And that's from leaving a campfire improperly attended or from somebody throwing something out of a car window. Some of the stuff we use to put out wildfire are our brush truck, our brush brooms, and our brush water packs that we can actually carry around into deep areas and spray the wildfires and put them out.
I built programming for kids to learn about design and incorporate things like Lego parts in their building and design projects. Fast forward to today, it's 17 years later. We have a wonderful partnership with the Lego store at the Mall of America. We have a partnership with the University of Minnesota's Architecture and Design School. We've also partnered with the Eagan Foundation to create projects like this right here.
I got a phone call from Brian Kelly with Young Lego Builders and Designers about 2 years ago, and he was looking to do some Lego programming in Eagan. His model didn't quite fit in with our community grants program, but we talked and we figured out a way that we could help buy Legos, and then Brian could find other support for the rest of the programming.
It's important for me to work with youth because I really want to see them excel in the future. I think teaching and building career exploration around youth is vital. It's vital to the future of our country. It's vital to the future of our world.
Programs that work with youth are important for so many different reasons. To connect young people with other youth that they might not go to school with. Brian is working with Artworks. I think they might be displaying this beautiful piece of art that these kiddos are created. So we're really excited to partner with Brian on this.
welcome back to the Eagan Civic Arena. The referees are about to take the ice, as are the Irish and the Wildcats. It was a first period that Rosemount Irish fans will enjoy, but being Wildcat fans, not so much, as Gabe Gley in net for the Wildcats had several good saves, big saves here, as you see him clear one off the line with the help of Christian Nichols. The Irish from Toll, perhaps off of Lewis, we're not sure there, and then just a great team goal, tic-tac-toe, and the Irish net a second before the end of the first period. You see that there. That was a great goal there by Campbell on the far side, receiving it from Haggerty and from Garrity. So Wildcats find themselves in a 2-0 hole, Nicholas Cron, as we come back here for the second period. And that hole could get a little bit bigger, as Keaton Ori has taken a 2-minute minor at the end or conclusion of the first period. So the Wildcats will start on the penalty kill.
Yeah, that's the last thing that the Wildcats need right now going into the second period. And then that's just those emotions getting the best of you. And again, you got to control them when you're down 2-0.
Well, speaking of Wildcats are not yet out on the ice. Irish have finished their warm-up. Coach Todd Carlson heading back to check on the Wildcats. Want to let them know that now is the time for them to get on the ice. And maybe some extra exhortations in the back, maybe some extra encouragement from the captains. Of course, it is senior day. Hope you enjoyed the senior videos and the senior materials there at the end of the first period. 5 seniors here for the Wildcats. Those guys were all celebrated, of course, and of course also wanted to mention our senior manager, Lauren Ivory. I believe it's just Lauren Ivory was the only senior manager. I want to say congratulations and thank you to her as well. It's a celebration not just for the players, but of course for the managers and others that are part of the Wildcat hockey family. Nicholas, Coach Todd Carlson had these guys at the first intermission. What does he say to those guys? How does he get those guys focused on what he needs to do here in the second period?
Well, after playing for Todd Carlson for 2 years, I know what he's going to say, and he's going to be like, boys, we got to get going here. I mean, there's not enough time to sit around. First period's out the window. Those 17 minutes are gone. Now you got to focus on the next 17, and it's shift by shift. And just got to get more positives every single shift, and that's where the Cats got to be heading if they want to get back in this game here.
And the Wildcats certainly have their work cut out for them, as they will start here on the penalty kill. Eddie Moore will square up against Christian Garrity at center ice. And we are underway here in the second period. Irish moving from right to left on your television screen. And it's that big line out for the Irish, the Toll Garrity Campbell line. Their number 1 power play unit will move it around from point to point. Nice opportunity there. Good tie-up by the Wildcats. Opportunity here on the side. Glide well out of his net. Challenging. Good clearance that time by the Wildcats. Eddie Moore that time for the Wildcats. Gets it out.
A big save by Gabe Glide there, and also great job coming out and challenging the shot, as there was a player, I believe it was Haggerty, back door looking for a tap-in, but Gabe did a good job coming out, not allowing that pass to go through.
Toll wheels through center ice. He's got a fair amount of speed. Wildcats did get a chance to change their penalty killers. So Goyle and Gley, the 2 senior captains, are on the ice, and that's sent the other way by Nichols. Fisher corrals that in the Irish end, and now will allow his power play unit to set up. Irish have now changed their power play, as Rutzik, Lawson, and Hansen, Rutzik, Hansen, and Lloyds are out for the Irish. Irish power play been fairly effective, 26% on the year. Opportunity by Murray, who sends it out, finds center ice, but not much farther. Opportunity here for the Irish as they set up in the corner. That's Durrigan. Comes out to the front, big scramble in front, and it's out. Opportunity for Ganser there. And we're gonna have a penalty, and Gley is gonna draw a penalty as one of the Irish players big hit. I'm not sure if it's going to be interference or roughing.
I believe it will be boarding, Nathan. And that was a great penalty kill by the Wildcats. And now the best thing possible, they're going on the power play immediately after.
Well, they've got an opportunity now. It's going to be a roughing call against Jackson Ganser. And the Irish will go to the penalty kill now. Big one for the Wildcats. This is the first time they've had a power play, I believe, where they've actually had a face-off in the Irish end, as you see Glide get rubbed out by Ganser there. But the Wildcats are going to have to get control of this puck. They don't have it, and here's an opportunity for Gary going the other way. As one of the Wildcats loses his skate and takes out the goal. So we will have a face-off here in the Wildcat end, but very dangerous as Caden Haggerty was off to the races there on the near boards.
Yeah, that was definitely a design play by the Irish. They knew that they wanted to win that faceoff back and send Haggerty to relieve pressure, and that's exactly what they did, and even better, they almost got a goal out of it.
Another shot from the high slot. I believe that was Toll. And it's out off of Glide, and so we will have another defensive zone faceoff. Wildcats control, not able to break it out as the Irish forecheck, I almost said cross-check, Irish forecheck, very effective. This puck's going to find Glide. Glide lays it off for Gerard. Gerard with some speed, brings it towards the crease. Here's an opportunity for Glide. Big block by Toll. Boyle, Gerard. They switch places. Gerard from the point, looks for Eddie Moore in front. And the Irish will get a clearance.
That was a good look there for the Wildcats. Gus had a good shot that was blocked, but again, it's progress, and they need to set up. I mean, a couple dangles from Gerard, and there's one from Glide here, but they really need to set it up here on the power play.
Irish not wasting any time, making sure that this puck gets out as Campbell gives chase. Lockenmeyer back for the Wildcats. Will start behind his net, lay it off for Gerard. Gerard with a little bit of steam, but he's going to be pressured by Clements, and he comes back to Lockenmeyer, who finds Glide. Glide pops that into the Irish end, and Leutz wraps that all the way around down into the Eagan end. 20 seconds to go on the Wildcat man advantage, and not a substantial amount of offensive pressure as Boyle with a lot of speed brings it through and has it poked away. Boy, the Wildcat power play still not generating any real offensive pressure.
Yeah, well, the rush before that one, I mean, Gus Glide dumps the puck in, and on the power play, if you're going to dump the puck, then you better be sending 2 or 3 guys on the puck, and Rosemount Irish were able to get it out. And again, Gavin just trying to dangle through everyone, but the puck gets cleared.
Robbins sends it behind, finds Hudson Kerr from the side. He's going to try to test Fisher. It's a nice stop by Fisher, who was well out of his crease. This puck finds its way into the neutral ice area, and it's going to be offsides on the Irish. As Cullen O'Leary is going to have to calm down. A little bit of pushing and shoving there. The Wildcats definitely do not need another penalty, as they're already trailing in shots on goal 12-4. Only one shot so far in the first almost 5 minutes of this period, despite having a power play.
Yeah, the Cats definitely need to get some shots. They need to keep Fisher on his heels, and right now he doesn't have to deal with much right now.
Robbins looking for Kerr, doesn't quite get out. Time it makes it out to neutral ice. Irish turn, spins. That's Josh Toll. His pass looking for Campbell. That's intercepted. Kerr slides that in on Fisher. Fisher paddles it away. Good battle there as Martin steps in. Eddie Moore on the far side. We're seeing Coach Todd Carlson change those lines up a little bit. Hudson Kerr is out there with Robbins and Eddie Moore. Icing against the Irish will bring a welcome relief here for the Wildcats, give them a chance to set up in the offensive zone. As Clark, Moore, and Lockenmeyer will be your offensive front. Nichols and Murray on the back line. Puck slides out past Nichols. McMurray will give chase. Good save there by Glai, well out of his crease. Pads down. Opportunity there goes begging for the Irish as they had a big screen in front of Glai. And we play on. I have to say, Nicholas, the Wildcats certainly could use a little bit of, I guess, what I would call puck luck. They're going to need a little bit of it here to climb back into this game.
They definitely do need a little bit of puck luck, Nathan, but in order for the puck luck to be beneficial to them, they got to get the puck in the Rosemount Irish zone, and that means they do have to establish forecheck, like I've said. But what the problem is right now is that Rosemount does a very good job of just setting the forwards high. They don't want to be playing defense. They want to be going on the counter like they are now, and they want numbers going forward.
Lewis spins, turns, fires to the middle. Time is Clements, gets spun off the puck, and Gerard's going to have it hit his skate. He was expecting a little more on that. Boyle, check it, that's Ori. Ori with an opportunity. He slides across crease. Big opportunity for Glai. He could not cash in as he had Fisher on the other side of the net. Probably the best opportunity for the Wildcats all night for Glai. Glai slides it down deep for Gerard. Gerard back for Glai. Glai fires to the middle, but it's deflected, and the Irish will bring it out. Garrity cuts to the middle, lays it off. Here's Toll, and that's gobbled up by Glai. So that's his 12th save of the game so far. Take a look at this replay here. The best chance for Eagan all night is Ori comes, puts it on the backhand, and Glai was there, but real credit to Owen Durrigan. Nice job on the back check, getting in front of that and tipping that away. I'm not sure Glai really even got a chance at that one, Nicholas.
Yeah, I don't think he got a chance, but you were talking about puck luck earlier, and that's one that the puck luck odds did not get the Cats there.
Another save by Glai, and although I have to say, if you're the Wildcats, you probably like what you're seeing here the last couple of minutes. There's been some offensive pressure. There's been some opportunities for you against these Irish. Wildcats looking at a 7 seed, 6 seed, maybe in some universe a 5 seed, but probably a 6 or 7. And they're looking at probably playing Eastview or Rosemount or Crete-Durham Hall in the first round of the Section 3 AA playoffs. St. Thomas will get a first round bye. Grayson Robbins tries to steer that away. Oh, Toll with an athletic play. Did not come off for him as Kerr will give chase. Toll controls. Plays it back that time for Lloyds. Collision at the line. Toll runs one of the Wildcats. I think that's Robbins into the boards. Now there's a little bit of a scramble. Wildcats have an opportunity here. If they hurry, they might have a 3-on-2. As Jensen pitchforks it down deep. Wildcats are going to have to, and they're going to get, I think they're going to get rung up here for having too many men on the ice, and they are, even though he didn't touch the puck. The puck came close. It was played by a player who was already on the ice. And the Wildcats are going to get stuck with another 2-minute minor. This one's just unlucky, Nicholas, as I think, the player who had not gotten off yet, it never touched him or hit him. Watch the replay on the far side. So Eddie Moore actually plays the puck, as I think that was number 9. That was O'Leary who was getting off the ice. It never touches O'Leary, but the referee, I don't know if he thought it did and that Moore's stick actually didn't play the puck. I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, it doesn't help that the puck was wrapped really fast right around the boards and the puck was played right in front of where the guy was getting off. I mean, that definitely doesn't help. And for the refs, I mean, you can call that, you don't have to call that, but for them, probably not a bad call.
Big tip opportunity there in front off of Durrigan's hard shot from the point. Durrigan gets it back and lays it off for Salek. Salek goes deep. Now they go down deep. Now big save by Glai. Wow. Lots of traffic in front of Gabe Glide, Nicholas, and he's standing tall.
What a save by Gabe Glide. I mean, the Rosemount Irish, they're going to be looking to move it down low, and they're going to be trying to find the slot guy, and that's exactly what they do. Is Lewis is here in the slot, unmarked, gets a perfect shot off, and a rebound was there, but Glide with a huge save.
Looked like a couple of saves there. The first one, and then he cleaned up the rebound. Wildcats sure could get a clearance, and there, as if on cue, the commentator's curse. A clearance. Glide giving chase. Toll back with it. And again, that #1 power play unit that has been so lethal for these Irish all season long. That puck clearance by Glide does not find its way out. Josh Toll finds Jake Toll, finds Haggerty. And it gets reversed to the other side. Nicely done that time by the Irish. An opportunity there. That puck gets squirted up and over at least one Irish player and found its way into Gabe Glide's glove. And with 45 seconds left, the Wildcats are going to have another face-off, but look at this thing just kind of up and over, but that's living right if you're a goalie.
Yeah, the Wildcats, what they really need to do right now is take a second to clear the puck. Right now they're having a lot of chances where they have opportunities to clear the puck, get out of the zone, but they're not. They're not getting it out, but they're also just throwing the puck away too much. They have to have a little more confidence on the puck and see what they can do with it.
Irish control, Toll over to Campbell. Campbell to Toll. Opportunity on the back door. Campbell was looking to score on the back door. Denied by the Wildcats. That's Girard in the corner. Good physical play by Girard as Toll looks for other Toll two. And back to Toll and he scores. Jake Toll to Josh Toll, back to Jake Toll, and it's 3-0 to the Irish.
I mean, right there, like I was saying earlier, all they want to do is find that high slot guy or the guy low in the slot, and that's exactly what they do. And, you know, a player like Toll in the slot, given that much space and time, you know, he's going to have all day to queue it up, and that's what happens, and that's why the Rosemount Irish are now up 3-0.
Well, it goes over to Josh Toll. It goes right back to Jake Toll as if it never left. And you have to think that maybe defenders' eyes follow the puck at least to reset. And of course, that puck came back in so quickly. You wonder if maybe the defenders just didn't see it coming.
And it looks like we're going to get a penalty coming up here on Gavin Boyle.
Wildcats delayed penalty coming up. Real frustration on the part of the Wildcats. Honestly, I understand why they call the penalty, but I also understand there's not much penalty there.
I mean, the first hit from Gavin was a big one, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the second one here, guy's back's turned, and he cross-checks from the back. I mean,
yeah, the first hit was fine. I agree with you. That second hit, though, yeah, but not so good.
No, not at all. And it's just goes to emotions and stuff like that. It's hard to deal with, but at the same time, you got to be playing smart because the game isn't over. But stuff like that's just really going to kill you. And now, you know, the Irish are back on another power play.
The Irish on another power play, and they've got, I think all their goals are actually even strength tonight.
Except the one that just was scored.
Except the one just, yep, so 2 of their 3. Look at my notes, and 2 of their 3 on even strength or 5-on-5. But for the Wildcats, real opportunity. They're going to need to do something here to make sure that they are not going to be staring at the wrong end of a 4-0 lead. Irish smelling blood in the water, Nicholas. I have to think that they're in a situation where they feel like they get the next one and they can put this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, for sure. And what the Cats really need to do is they really need to figure out a way to stop this zone entry on the power play for the Irish. When I played, we always had one guy challenging the puck at the blue line. And right now, the Cats are just giving up the blue line and letting Rosemount go right inside and letting them set up. And with a talented team like Rosemount, you can't let them set up the zone for free. You got to be able to challenge them a little bit.
Well, on the penalty kill, Nicholas, obviously there's going to be some challenges in terms of creating offense, but back to 5-on-5. Is this a situation as Eddie Moore steals it away and tries to slide that down, does slide it down deep? When the Wildcats are back 5-on-5, are they going to have to start doing something like leaving a winger high to create some opportunities offensively down the ice for them?
Yeah, for sure. And what I would prefer is that they would send 2 guys up there, keep both their defensemen up and high out of the zone. Because with the talented defenseman that Rosemount possesses, they really can't hold the zone. So if the Wildcats can create more space in their own zone when breaking it out, that'll be really beneficial for them.
Well, we'll see schematically what Coach Todd Carlson is able to do here with the Wildcats. Of course, you know, the biggest thing for the Wildcats is to play better hockey, use the opportunities. Every shift is an opportunity to improve and get ready for sections. But it'll also be interesting to see what can be done by the Eagan Wildcats to generate some offense, because 5 shots on goal halfway through the game is not going to get it done.
No, and most teams, you know, you want to be averaging 10 shots on goal a period. And right now, sitting at 5, I mean, Rosemount's not too worried that they're going to be, you know, scared of letting up any chances. All they need to do is keep playing their game like they are now, and they'll be just fine. So the Cats really need to find out a way to stop this Rosemount Irish team.
Toll, Garrity slides tantalizingly close to the goal, but the Irish not able to turn that one in. And the puck, the net is off, and so we will have a defensive zone face-off.
Well, let's just say I think Gabe Glide knew exactly what he was doing there, seeing 3 Rosemount players coming out of the corner with a puck and then one in the slot. I believe he maybe got away with one there.
Well, every once in a while, the goalies have got to get away with one, as you say. Opportunity for the Wildcats to change 4 defenders, 4 penalty killers as well. Wildcats win that one. Slides it down deep. Now Lockenmeyer's going to give chase. Found Fisher, finds Lockenmeyer. Now the Irish will bring it out. Rosemount Irish record, not to the naked eye, not super gaudy, as Toll gets hauled. That hauls down Lockenmeyer, and we're going to have a penalty on the. Is this? Yeah, I was going to say, is this? I don't think this is a penalty on the Wildcats.
No, it's going to be a penalty on Jake Toll here for interference or holding, and the puck slipped out, and Colin O'Leary, credit to him, gets a puck going on a breakaway, and Toll probably a smart penalty to take there.
Oh, it is absolutely. You know, a smart penalty to take, because watch the far side. If he doesn't take this penalty, what happens? It's a 1-on-0 break. Yep, that's absolutely going to be a penalty, and like you said, Nicholas, a good penalty to take.
Yeah, and that just goes back to, you know, captain leadership, knowing the game. I mean, something like that, you might as well just take 2 minutes there instead of letting a breakaway.
The Wildcat power play has been fairly anemic. They've only got registered 5 shots in almost 2 periods of hockey. Nichols with it. Out there with Murray. And O'Leary, Kerr, and Robbins are your forwards. So Coach Todd Carlson giving some other players an opportunity here on the power play. Oh, turnover there. Opportunity. O'Leary turns it over. And that's one of the challenges with having new players on the power play, is maybe there's a little less communication, a little less experience. I'd like to see the Wildcats, if you're a Wildcat fan, you'd like to see the Wildcats at least mount some sort of offensive threat here on this power play.
It goes to wonder why the Cats are, you know, playing a lot of young guys on the power play with such a big game in hand, and with it being senior day, you'd expect your, you know, leaders to step up and be on the power play. So I wonder if this is a coaching move from Coach Carlson.
Murray sneaks in, tries to put it on Fisher, and finds Fisher's pads. That was a credible shot by Murray from the point. We've seen him a couple of times this year light the lamp from the point or from the high slot. Opportunity now is as if on cue. We're going to see some of those senior leaders out there, Nicholas. As Gerard and Goyle and Glye are all going to be out on the power play.
Big face-off win by Eddie Moore.
Goyle snaps it towards Fisher. Big scramble. And Lockenmeyer was battling in the crease there. And I think is this face-off going to come out of the zone?
I think they're going to give a high stick here.
Played with a high stick, you say?
Even though it doesn't hit his stick. Okay, interesting.
Well, even if it is played with a high stick, it's played off of a Rosemount player plays it next. Interesting call.
Let alone a player. I think it was the goalie that touched the puck next. So yeah, credit there. I don't think that's a high stick if a Rosemount player touches it next.
In any event, we play on, and Danny Lockenmeyer brings it through for the Wildcats. He's rubbed off the play. Nice check there by Lloyds in the corner. Lloyd's battling there. The Wildcats have an opportunity here to maybe climb back in this game as Glai from the point. Here's a rebound opportunity. Clearance almost gets out, doesn't. Now here's another opportunity. We're gonna have another penalty. We have an elbowing call, I think. We're gonna have a second penalty here against the Irish, an elbowing call against, I think that's Redka, number 20.
Oh, it looks like it's gonna go against the Wildcats here. It's gonna be Danny Lockenmeyer.
Well, Redka was skating over like he had done something wrong. The Irish door opened. But Danny Lockenmeyer, like you said, Nicholas, is going to get the penalty. I'm a little confused, I have to say, because I thought the Irish were in control of that puck.
Yeah, I don't know what the refs are thinking there, but it may have been a retaliation penalty or something in the corner from Danny, but I don't know what the ref saw, so I'm just going to stay out of this one.
Always a discretion being the better part of valor, Nicholas Cron. Not a bad lesson to be learned. In any event, Keaton Ory's going to try to tap that forward and finds Gus Glai. Here's an opportunity. If the Wildcats can hurry it, oh, what a great poke check. A magnificent poke check by Salek negates the 3-on-1.
And that's a chance right there. The Wildcats, all they have to do is just dish it off to Gavendale. And here comes another penalty on Keaton Ory here.
Everybody, Irish players congratulating Lewis. I have to say, I'm not certain that was a penalty. There was a collision, certainly. But you see, Ory's not trying to run him or anything. He turns at the last moment.
The only thing that Ory could have done there was lower his hands. I think his hands were a little high. If his hands were lower, I don't know if you'd call that a penalty, but hands near the head, I mean, probably easy call, but again, I think Lewis sold that one a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Lewis is going to get his money's worth on that one, but so might the Irish, as now they have a two-man advantage for 1 minute and 41 seconds. And a power play for another 1:54. So I mean, this is do or die time here for the Wildcats. The top Irish power play group out there against in a 5-on-3 situation. Trying to set up Campbell on the far side. It doesn't work. Of course, with the period with the long change, Nicholas Cron, the Wildcats are a long way from their bench.
They sure are. And it looks like Harry's coming down here. And a clearance here by Christian Nichols. Good clear, and he'll be able to get a change there.
Underneath the goal. It's got a great play to sneak in and try to get Fisher. And I don't think the referees are going to call a hook or a trip there, as it's 5-on-2 the other direction. Irish still not able to steer one on net. Goyle with a brilliant play. Great opportunity. And Gerard finds a way to get that out of the crease. Huge save by Glai. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I don't know why the refs didn't blow that play dead. I mean, Gabe was being hung up behind the net, but what a save by Gabe Glai, able to get back in front of the net and make a great save.
Well, Glai's equipment had actually come off, and that's why they ultimately blow the whistle. Glai's blocker, I think, had come off. His glove he only had his glove, and when that happens, that's an instant. You're supposed to kill the play immediately. But watch this commotion. Big shot there by Haggerty. Behind the net, Glai is still down. Glai's still down. He's missing gear, but he slides back in front to deny Haggerty.
Yeah, the refs behind the net were actually looking to see if there were any more penalties that they could call in this game instead of looking at the goalie without a blocker on. So a little questionable there.
Irish set it up. Oh, I think that was a great save by Glai on the back door.
Another great save by Gabe Glai. Make it another, he'll be able to freeze the puck.
Ganser found, I think it was Clements on the back door. Beautiful setup, as now the Wildcats are only one man down for another 19 seconds. But Gabe Glai, despite the fact that he has conceded, the team I should say has conceded 3 goals today, playing some excellent hockey.
Yeah, and he's keeping the Cats in this game right now for sure.
The Wildcats still have a glimmer of hope as the Rosemount power play now dwindles down to single digits. Salick on the far side. Big shot from the point. That's Durrigan. Durrigan with it again. Sends it towards net. Does not find its way there. But here's an opportunity. Lockenmeyer fresh out of the box. He's going to send it in towards Fisher. An opportunity here for the Wildcats with just over 10 seconds to go in the second period as Nichols pushed off the puck. Will there be another opportunity for the Irish? And it does not look like there will be. A number of bodies flying all over the ice. A little surprised we didn't. I should pause to see if there are any penalties being called here, but it does look like we're going to avoid yet another spate of penalties heading here into the second intermission. Well, you see the shots on goal, 28-8, and that is not a recipe for success for the Wildcats. Rosemount Irish in firm control right now of the game, but still only up 3-0. An early goal in the third period for the Wildcats might change the complexion of this thing, Nicholas.
Yeah, this third period is going to be a big one here, and the Wildcats aren't necessarily, playing bad hockey. They just got to be able to get it out of their zone. Right now, they've been on their heels, having to kill 5-on-3 penalties, killing other penalties, and that's just not what you need when you got to get a goal back. And with a late chance here by Gavin Goyle, missing those, again, going back to your putt luck, you need those to go in.
We're going to step aside here for the second intermission, but stick around as we will be replaying the senior videos that ETV produced here coming up over the last week, talking to our seniors, letting them say goodbye, hello and goodbye to their fans. So we'll step aside, and the senior videos are next. Thank you for watching us here on ETV. Be back with the third period here in just a few minutes.
My name is Ben Gerard. I'm number 17 and I'm a left wing.
My name is Riley. I'm number 7 and I play right wing.
My name is Justin Schreiber. I'm a forward and I'm number 11.
My name is Gus, number 27, senior captain forward.
I'm Gavin Goyle, senior captain forward, number 21.
My dad played, so he kind of wanted me to get into it. He played men's league, so.
My family's like a pretty big hockey family, so they kind of got me into it.
I got into it because a lot of my friends played, so it made me want to play to be with them more.
The best thing about playing hockey is definitely the relationships. I met a lot of guys that, I wouldn't have probably met otherwise.
I think the best thing is just being able to be a part of a team and have people support you.
I'd say the environment of high school hockey specifically, because it's just really fun to play with and everyone's cheering you on.
Playing as a freshman and playing my first varsity game was pretty cool.
I would probably say scoring my first varsity goal. It was just, the feeling of that was pretty surreal.
I'd say my favorite memory is probably scoring 5 goals in a game. That was pretty cool.
It means a lot to me. It's one of the things I always come looking forward to after school every day, and it's just something I can do to lose my thoughts.
It's a big thing to me because it's been a really big part of my life through growing up, and hockey team's like another family to me.
It means everything. I think, it's one of the things that I love most in the world, so, getting to play every day is really fun.
Work hard, have fun, and enjoy it while it lasts.
Just keep working, even though some days you don't want to. Just have fun too, because it goes by fast.
Come ready to work hard, have fun with it too, because, it doesn't last forever.
I do have a dog. Her name is Maya. She's a super energetic boxer. But at the fire station, we have Sparky. Sparky's used for our fire prevention events. He'll teach you how to stay safe. Thanks, Sparky.
How do wildfires start?
Wildfires normally start when the weather's hot and dry. Wildfires can start for various reasons. Some of them are natural, like a lightning strike. Sometimes in Eagan we have wildfires start from trains causing a spark and hitting dry grass. Unfortunately, most of the time wildfires are caused by humans, and that's from leaving a campfire improperly attended or from somebody throwing something out of a car window. Some of the stuff we use to put out wildfire are our brush truck, our brush brooms, and our brush water packs that we can actually carry around into deep areas and spray the wildfires and put them out.
I built programming for kids to learn about design and incorporate things like Lego parts in their building and design projects. Fast forward to today, it's 17 years later. We have a wonderful partnership with the Lego store at the Mall of America. We have a partnership with the University of Minnesota's Architecture and Design School. We've also partnered with the Eagan Foundation to create projects like this right here.
I got a phone call from Brian Kelly with young Lego builders and designers about 2 years ago, and he was looking to do some Lego programming in Eagan. His model didn't quite fit in with our community grants program, but we talked and we figured out a way that we could help buy Legos, and then Brian could find other support for the rest of the programming.
It's important for me to work with youth because I really want to see them excel in the future. I think teaching and building career exploration around youth is vital. It's vital to the future of our country. It's vital to the future of our world.
Programs that work with youth are important for so many different reasons. To connect young people with other youth that they might not go to school with. Brian is working with Artworks. I think they might be displaying this beautiful piece of art that these kiddos are created. So we're really excited to partner with Brian on this.
Welcome back to the Eagan Civic Arena for third period action. South Suburban Boys varsity hockey between the Rosemount Irish and the Eagan Wildcats. Resetting for you folks. My name is Nathan Cron, joined by former Wildcat captain Nicholas Cron. And Nicholas, the Wildcats have been on the receiving end of some bad puck luck and also just some really good play by the Irish.
Yeah, as you see here on these replays, I mean, this is the power play that has been kind of giving the Wildcats some problems, especially in the second period, and they were able to capitalize on a couple.
It's been tic-tac and score a couple of times for the Irish. As told, the second period goal was toe-to-toe. Here's an opportunity. There was an opportunity for Goyle as Goyle took it away from Fisher. Had a chance there to bury it, just couldn't quite get it in. And then maybe the save of the season as Gabe Gley, without his blocker, finds a way to slide in front of the goal and take away an opportunity for the Irish. Some big hits here in the second period. Referees trying to keep control of the game, I think it's fair to say. Calling a fair amount of, I wouldn't say soft penalties, but maybe penalties that if this is December, they don't call these penalties.
No, they probably don't call them at all, but you know, going to playoffs, they don't want players hurt, but more importantly, they know that this is a big rivalry and they don't want things to get out of hand. And even with the penalties that they are calling, there's still penalties coming and coming. So, you know, they want to have a good grip on the game, and that's what they're going to be continuing to do. So both teams have to adapt to that.
You have a look there at Durrigan and Campbell there for the Irish. Circling around the center circle is they'll have the top line out for the Irish. The Wildcats will counter with their senior line of Goyle, Gerard, and Gley. Linesmen and referees checking to make sure everybody's in the right place. 17 minutes on the clock, and the third period is underway. The Wildcats are going to climb back into this one, Nicholas. They're going to have to do it relatively quickly. Speaking of relatively quickly, the Irish are in. Here's an opportunity. And Garrity misses everything.
Yeah, and right there, that's, again, what you don't want to see, 20 seconds into the third period. Cats got to get one probably here in the next 5 minutes in order to make this a game, and right now they got to be on the front foot.
Fisher finds Sabo. Sabo breaks that out. Check it, that's going to go all the way for icing. The Wildcats will have an offensive zone face-off. Momentum big here for the Wildcats and Irish, Nicholas. I mean, I have to think that these Wildcats, is there something maybe that Coach Carlson draws up at halftime? I'm thinking soccer. Is there something he draws up at the second intermission that says, hey, here's a play we can run off a face-off?
Well, I mean, I'm playing for Carlson. I know that there are a few plays that he likes to run, but, on an offensive face-off or just an offensive zone in general, I would expect, what they're going to see now, Eddie Moore. Hopefully you see someone just in front of the net at all times and then playing with the wingers going around.
Irish break it out that time. It's Irish second line as Redkid goes in hard with a shoulder, and that puck's going to find its way up out of play. And I'd like to thank our award-winning ETV crew. Josh Sibley is our producer. Joe Chupik is our director. Replay and audio is Ken Trainer, and our camera people, Sarah Paulus, Mia Pardo, and Nick Mudd. Thank you so much for making us look and sound great here on ETV.
I also want to give a quick shout out to my former Pee Wee coach that are watching today, Derek Grogan and Patrick Sparks. And I believe they are playing in a tournament, this weekend in a hotel, if I'm correct.
I'm not sure if they're playing in a tournament or not, Nicholas, but I heard there was definitely a hotel involved.
Yeah, I'm gonna place bets at it is a tournament, and if not, well, you know what, it's a good bet.
Wildcats will break it out. Here's an opportunity. Oh, big opportunity for the Wildcats as Ori's in on Fisher alone. Big save by Fisher. Fisher well out, not necessarily off his line, but doing a nice job of taking it away from Ori. Ori probably felt like he didn't have much time there, and he didn't. No, as the Irish were streaking back.
Yeah, we're going to see this hopefully on a replay here. Yeah, it looks like Danny pokes it ahead of Ori, and Ori gets maybe a little too close, trying to go underneath the blocker, but a great save by Fisher, keeping this a 3-goal game. And right there, that's where the Cats really could use one, heading the momentum in their way. But again, Fisher keeping the Irish at a 3-goal lead.
Kerr, O'Leary, and Robbins out there for the forward pairing for the Wildcats. as Nichols and Murray are manning the blue line. This is a group, as that puck gets fired up into the rafters. We'll have a defensive zone faceoff here for the Irish, but it's a group that the coaching staff, Coach Todd Carlson, very complimentary of. This, you know, what has been known as the red line has had some different members of it, some different players on it, but has been, you know, has really matched up well against some very good lines.
Yeah, and that's what you want from, you know, your lines. Like, I think Carlson is doing a good job, you know, mixing lines, see what's going to work, and heading into playoffs, that's what you want. You want your best guys playing with the players that they work with best. But you also want lines that can hold, you know, other teams' first lines to no goals, but you also keep your first line and second line off those, you know, matchups.
Gerard brings it across, loses it. Goyle tries to come up with it. Now there's a 2-on-1 opportunity for the Irish. Murray is back. Here's an opportunity. Gley slams the door on the back door, and we stay at a 3-goal game. Big shot from the point that time by Lewis. Opportunity now for Goyle. He's got one of the he and Ori probably have the 2 hardest shots on this team. So both Goyle and Ori have had some opportunities, and they just have not been able to solve Fisher quite yet.
But already so far in this period, we're only 3 minutes in, but the Wildcats are showing a little life now. You know, if they can get one, and again, like I said, in the next couple of minutes, they could be looking at a game here.
Campbell looking for Garrity across the ice. Does not come off, and it's out to center. Lloyds and Durrigan are your defensive pairing for the Irish, and they just send it in. Boy, it takes a weird hop off the dasher boards. Now it comes to the point where it's fired in, deflected, nice block that time by the Wildcats. I think that's going to eventually find it, and it does. It finds its way out.
So far, I mean, the Rosemount Irish haven't changed their forecheck at all. They're still running a 2-1-2 forecheck. And with that being known, I feel like the Cats should be sending some guys and floating them out into center ice to really stretch the Irish, especially needing 3 goals still.
Well, stretching the Irish certainly an option for the Wildcats. They're going to have to get control of this puck, as right now Campbell's got it. He's going to cycle it back for Garrity. Excuse me, that's Hegarty. Now Campbell with it again. Wildcats really laying off. It's 5-on-5, yet they're giving Garrity and Campbell, or Hegarty, a lot of space. That puck gets sent towards Gley, and he'll freeze it up for a change. I think there's Nicholas, talk a little bit about the tendency when you're playing good players who are big, fast, physical, skilled. There's a tendency that we've seen the Wildcats and other teams where they tend to sag. They tend to come off. That's precisely the wrong thing to do, isn't it?
I would, in my playing years, that was the last thing you wanted to do. You always want to give talented players absolutely no room and let them have to use their skill in order to beat you. Don't make it easy for them. And right now, the Irish are doing a very good job cycling the puck and losing their guys. And the Wildcats, what they're doing is they're just puck watching at that point, and they're giving the Irish plenty of time to make decisions.
The question's going to be for the Wildcats, can they pose questions of Fisher and this defense? And right now, like you said, a lot of play being down in the Eagan end. It's an opportunity for Grayson Robbins as that slides down towards the end lines. Some people in the Rosemount fan section looking for a penalty as Hudson Kerr's on his knees trying to hammer that towards Fisher. Puck finds its way to center ice. There's a little stop and start there from Josh Toll. And it gets sent back in.
Yeah, Nathan, I also think it's important to notice that one of the best or better Rosemount Irish players, Hans Hedlund, is out of this game, and he also wasn't available for Lakeville South when I was watching them, and I think that's a big blow for the Irish. So hopefully, you know, looking at this game and looking at the past couple of games, how the Irish have been playing you know, fairly well. Without one of the better players, they must be feeling probably pretty good going to playoffs.
Goyle controls, gets to Ori at the point. Goyle across crease. Gerard can't handle the hot stuff, and it makes it all the way out to center ice, where Ori will push the Irish off. Check it, that's Isaac Martin.
And again, a very good pass across ice from Gavin Goyle to Ben Gerard, and that's just a puck that you got to be able to control and get a shot off, and you know, give yourself a chance of getting a goal there. And the Cats really have to capitalize on those opportunities.
And offsides against the Cats as they're entering the Irish zone, and time running out on the Wildcats. If they're going to try to climb back into this game, they got to get 1 before they can get 2, before they can get 3. And right now, Irish doing a smart job of playing the fundamental game, Nicholas.
Yeah, and I would expect the Wildcats here, when they're entering the zone, to have 4 guys up in there. We're pushing a defenseman up into the play and take some risks here, because they're really going to need one here very, very shortly.
Glye sends it around. He didn't know that there was an Irish player there, and a mistake by Gabe Glye. Had an opportunity to send that into the corner, and unfortunately that is going to be intercepted by, I think they're going to give that to, I think that's Garrity. He's leading the handshake line. Watch Glye, he's going to play that. Plays it backwards, but Garrity was right there, and Garrity then snaps it past Glye. Just an ill-advised clearance attempt by Glye, and frankly his defense has got to help him out there, I think, where they've got to be screaming at him, don't they, Nicholas?
That's a communication error, and right there I believe that was Danny Lockemeyer behind the net. You got to call him off there and get the puck, but credit to Garrity, he was able to actually score far post. Even Glye got back into position, but instead of going near post, he actually went far post, which is actually probably much harder than going near.
Well, Garrity makes it a 4-goal game. Excuse me, Garrity that makes it a 4-goal game from Haggerty. So 16 from 22. And the Irish now with a 4-goal lead. The Wildcats still in single digits on shots on goal, Nicholas Cron. And I have to tell you, that is not a recipe for success in any hockey game, having single-digit shots on goal for 3 periods.
No, it's not at all. And I mean, right now the Irish are very content now with a 4-goal lead, and I would expect them to hit the red line and get it deep, and making the Cats go 200 feet in order to get a shot on goal. And it's going to make it a lot harder in the next 9.5 minutes here for the Cats to start getting shots.
Nonetheless, the Wildcats are definitely still competing as Ori tries to take it away there from the Irish. Irish control, slide to the middle, put a shot towards Glye, but it finds the corner. Wildcats, with their run of play, their form of play, if you will, have been very successful over the last 7. This one definitely not one of the more successful efforts in terms of the scoreboard. Opportunity here for the last 9 minutes to really play some good hockey and try to build on something here, getting ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, what I would expect the Cats to do is just play it a little simpler. I mean, right now they're trying to do everything themselves and trying to skate through everyone, and they really have open passes that they're just not hitting because they want to do it all themselves. And with 8:30 left in your regular season, you got to be just doing the simple things heading into your quarterfinal game.
Gerard gets the pass from Glye. Gerard looks to square that to Fisher, and he does. It's a nice shot by Gerard as Glye was looking for the rebound, but Fisher slamming the door on that, saying, "Not in my house today," as no rebound was available.
Yeah, and I like that play by Ben Gerard. Instead of trying to go through the defenseman like some Cats have been doing this afternoon, he actually decides to take it wide in a low shot. It was a good save by Fisher, but credit, there could be a rebound there that could pop out to Glye. So I'd say that's a pretty good choice there by Ben Gerard.
Nichols and Kelsey battling for it. First time we've mentioned Kelsey's name tonight. Gets wrapped around, intercepted that time by Toll at the point. The aforementioned Kelsey will look for it. Opportunity for Nichols. Nichols with some fancy stick work, pops that out, and it slides past Riker Sabo. Now Sabo with it. They'll try to clear the zone. He does, and they're going to call icing. I thought that hit a Wildcat stick somewhere near the red line, but perhaps my eyes and ears deceived me.
Well, you know what? We'll take it. We'll take an offensive draw.
Well, I think the Wildcats will absolutely take an offensive zone draw with 7:51 to go. They've made it out up to 9 shots now, and I'd like to think that the Wildcats here could certainly get to 10. Yeah, there's 10. Sabo sends that out towards center ice. Ori's going to retreat with it. Now he's got an opportunity. Keaton Ori around the edge, going to slide it in on Fisher. Here's another opportunity for Moore. Moore slides that to the crease, and Fisher covers quickly, making sure that there's no opportunity. But nice little sequence for the Wildcats.
Yeah, that was a good step out there by Ori. I mean, he saw that there were a lot of players in the neutral zone, decides to take it wide, and he wanted a good little move underneath the stick. And as the past couple of years have progressed in hockey, you've been seeing that move a lot more. Instead of taking it wide and allowing the defenseman to poke check it, they actually played underneath the stick, so they're on the inside shoulder of the defenseman, not allowing them to make a poke check. So good move there by Keaton Ori.
Puck had slid out of the offensive zone, so the Wildcats had to come back and touch up. Icing is waved off as the Wildcats will chase. That's Isaac Martin in the corner. Looks for his defensive partner, Keaton Ori. Ori throws it up towards the boards. Opportunity for O'Leary. The Wildcats really just need to make some smart fundamental plays here and see if they can generate a little bit of offense. This comes back from Martin. Martin's going to reset. Tic-tac there from Robbins goes to no one because Martin was heading to the bench. Again, that's the kind of communication thing you just can't have, even if you're down by 4 goals.
And that's not something you want to see this late in the game, let alone this is the last regular season game, and when the communication error is breaking down, I mean, heading into the playoffs next week, you got to get the stuff down heading into a big game like that. So hopefully the Cats can learn from this experience and get some positives in the last six and some change minutes here and get maybe a goal.
Well, very important that as the Wildcats are going to be probably a 6 or 7 seed here in Section 3AA, and to beat a team that's higher seeded than you are, you're going to need not only to play well, but you're going to need a little bit of fortunate luck or puck luck, as we've talked about. You're going to get a sense that the Wildcats, a lack of communication might squander some of that puck luck.
Yeah, and I also just think the biggest thing that the Cats just didn't do too well today was the fundamentals. I mean, it's very cliche to say, but when you're trying to break out the puck and you're losing on the half wall, and the Rosemount Irish, credit to them, were very good at holding the zone. I mean, that's just not a recipe for good things to come. And, we look at the scoreboard and we see 11 shots on goal. I mean, it's not going to help you a lot down the road. So,
well, the Wildcats will finish out here for the next 5 minutes and 20-some seconds. Irish will also do the same and see what they can do in terms of this. Will be icing, I think, on the Wildcats, and it will be. So there's a little bit of a lumber sale down in the Wildcat end. We'll see if we can get those sticks cleared up, and then to the defensive zone face-off. I want to say thank you to we've already said thank you to our crew. I want to say thank you to 2 other gentlemen, to Todd Schneiderhan and Mike Cook, who have given a lot of their time to call some of these games here for the Wildcats this year. Thank you so much to you 2 gentlemen, because it's, with the rest of the crew is paid, but the rest of us, we're all volunteers, and so it's good to have you guys with us, and we're just happy that you guys were able to see some really good hockey this season.
And there's a moment there that you want to see from your players, and then another block for Eddie Moore, and I can count on almost 2 hands now the amount of block shots that Eddie Moore has had, and to be a center to have so many block shots in the game is quite impressive, and I mean that's something a positive you can for sure take in heading into playoffs.
Well, the physical hitting has definitely picked up here in the last couple of minutes as Peyton Jensen went for a big check and didn't get much of it. Got quite the reaction from the Irish faithful. And there is Jensen there turning and circling. He's going to look to send that out towards center ice. That was Clark before it gets sent back in. So you'd certainly hope that both teams would keep their heads. Although I have to say, given what I know of these 2 teams, their rivalry and the players involved, it wouldn't shock me if we have a couple of matching minors before the game is over.
Yeah, I was just thinking the exact same thing. I would expect that now that the body language has kind of changed for the Wildcats, and they're a little annoyed with the result today, obviously. They're going to be picking up the hitting here in the next 3.5 minutes.
Justin Schreiber out on the ice along with Briley Cronk-Prong. Isaac Martin brings it forward. He's going to pitchfork it in to the end. Fisher will play. So all the lines for the Wildcats. Now all the players getting on the ice, getting an opportunity to break a sweat. Todd Carlson and these Wildcats will reset. in practice this week, and within a few days we're going to know where they sit in the playoffs. Here's an opportunity for Girard. In on Fisher. There was a rebound, but Gus Glide could not get his stick on it.
That was again another good shot by Girard, a nice low shot, and that's what you want to keep seeing.
Well, Ben Girard has really, as I said earlier, Nicholas, has really stepped up his game over the last handful of games. He's had some big goals and big assists. Watch Girard. Oh, this is going to actually be one of the save for Glide. Little rebound there, but he makes short work of that as Girard on the other end had done a nice job of cutting through, and Glide was in the right position. It just did not come off for him.
Again, the thing I would like to see when a shot like that happens, when you know a player like Girard's probably going to get a shot on goal, I want to see someone in front of the net looking for a rebound. Even if there's nothing there, you want to let the goalie know that it's not going to be an easier save in order to force him to make a rebound.
Lockenmeyer sends it in. Clark gives chase. Now Lockenmeyer battles behind the net. He gets hauled down. We're going to have a penalty here on the Irish as Jensen at the point. Now Moore, and that's going to get popped up into the rafters. And for the most of the rest of this game, barring any other penalties, the Wildcats will have a power play.
And now credit to Danny Lockenmeyer. He's had a very good game, honestly, with the movement with the puck. I mean, he's creating space with his long arms and his body size. And right there's nothing that really the Irish defender can do other than pull him down, and that's exactly what he does. And with 2:17 left in this game, I would hope the Wildcats have something designed here in order for them to create something really promising.
They win the face-off. Good first step. Comes to Goyle. We got Goyle, Moore, Lockenmeyer, and Glide on the ice. Moore with it. He's going to feed the point, get it over to Goyle. Goyle's going to go cross ice. Big shot from the corner. It's going to miss everything. And I think puck is going to be played with a high stick. I think the puck was going to be played with a high stick, and that means the face-off is going to come all the way down into the Wildcat end.
I mean, not much complaint there for the high stick, but from my perspective, I just don't understand what the refs are seeing there with a high stick. Granted that the puck, I believe, was also in battle with a Rosemount Irish player, but nonetheless, the puck is going to be moving down to Wildcat end.
Well, Wildcats are going to lose this hockey game, but a 4-1 score line feels a little bit better than a 4-0 score line as Gus Glide gets it on his stick, brings it forward. He's rubbed off there by Loitz. Battle in the corner. Garrity, Loitz. They try to clear, they don't. Goyle steps up, nicely done that time by Gavin Goyle. Falls for Glide, and it's shuffled out. Unlucky that time for the Wildcats, as the Irish will change their penalty killers. Goyle with a lot of speed finds Moore in the slot. And a big hit from behind that time. I'm not sure where the penalties. Goyle lined him up that time, and Goyle took a big hit from behind. I'm not sure why that wasn't a whistle.
Yeah, Goyle was, he was looking for a reverse hit, and the fact that he was looking for a reverse hit, I mean, the ref that's not going to call that as he was looking for contact. But
he's looking for contact, Nicholas, but it's still a hit from behind.
It's still a hit from behind, but also with Goyle doing the reverse check, he's moving his body backwards, and the momentum didn't help him there. So, he looks like he's flying, but in reality, it was all started because he was trying to move backwards.
Opportunities here for the Wildcats as they scramble with in the last minute here. Puck gets played down into the far end, and Glide is going to see what he can do to kind of jumpstart some offense. Or he has it taken off of his stick. Here's an opportunity. This will probably be the last rush here for Ben Girard as the Irish kill off the penalty and are now at full strength. And icing with 8 seconds to go as the pass did not find Christian Garrity. Wildcats, after a rough run to start this year, Nicholas Cron had won 4 games in a row here at the Eagan Civic Arena. They're going to drop this one probably 4-0 to the Irish. And at some point, the Irish, or the Wildcats, I should say, are going to have to solve the Irish the way they've tried to solve the Eastview Lightning. Opportunity in front for Cutson Kerr. And that will do it. Well, Nicholas Cron, it's the last game of the regular season for the Eagan Wildcats, and the Wildcats are going to fall by a score of 4-0 to the Rosemount Irish. Rosemount really the better team for virtually the whole game from start to finish. Wildcats have had a few moments, just couldn't quite find that combination to get consistent offensive pressure and to unlock Fisher.
Yeah, and the biggest thing the Wildcats could take away from this game is the third period. They really did improve their game. They were able to create some chances. They had a power play at the end of the game. That was good. But heading into playoffs, the Cats they have to put this game behind them and, focus on what they could take from this one. And as you said, they won 5 of their last 7, not including this game. So, I mean, you got to take those wins, and you got to be looking positive going into playoffs. And this, again, got to let this one go.
Well, the Wildcats will regroup. The Irish will continue to try to keep this roll going as they head into the Section 3 AA playoffs starting next week. Irish looking for maybe a 2 seed, 3 seed. Wildcats trying to stay out of that 7 seed situation where they would be playing potentially Cretin or Rosemount in the first round. We'll have to see how it turns out. For the Wildcats, had some bright spots tonight, but not enough bright spots rolled all into one. Just not enough momentum, as Gabe Gley had some magnificent saves and unfortunately had another, had a turnover that led to that 4th goal for the Irish.
Yeah, and I mean, Gabe Gley's got to have his head high. I mean, he made a lot of saves tonight, 30 saves out of 34 shots on goal. And to be honest, some of those goals, yeah, that 4th one was his mistake. But I mean, being able to make some of these saves that you're seeing here on this the replays and highlights of this game, he made some incredible saves that really did keep the Cats in the game for practically the whole game.
Well, for our award-winning ETV crew, he's Nicholas Cron. I'm Nathan Cron. Thanks for joining us for a whole season. This will be our season wrap for boys varsity hockey. Thanks for joining us for this season of boys varsity hockey here on ETV, and stick around for additional sports as we roll into the spring season. I think we still have some basketball going on and things like that, as well as some other winter sports. So keep an eye out for ETV's coverage of those events. And catch us up again. I'll be talking to you next fall for boys and girls soccer here on ETV, and of course football with my partner Mike Cook. So thanks very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us here on ETV. Final score: Rosemount 4, Eagan 0. And good afternoon, everybody.